This is Whistlindiesel four-wheeler, and he wants to make it remote control for a video in 2 days. Today we're going to be doing metal fabrication, robotics, programming, and testing. So let's get to it. I'm going to pull off all the main controls. That way we get a good look at how everything works, so we can design the remote control system to interface with it. We need to run the steering, the throttle, the brake pedal, the shifter, probably just reverse, neutral, and high should be good enough. We should probably add a kill switch feature on the remote too, and I want to control the winch. I would normally start with the hardest part, which is the steering system, but I'm waiting for some parts for my big motor here. So let's do the shifter first. This is kind of a tricky linkage down here. So we're gonna throw all that away and come right off of this guy here. All right, I'm gonna power it up with our little temp power setup here so we can set the throw. See how we're way off right now? Oh. On the radio here, I'm adjusting the travel of the servo, and we'll try that. I don't have it hooked up because it could rip itself apart if it was wrong. This 1500 value is what the radio is outputting, and when I go to reverse, it'll go to 1425, and forward, 1575. Reverse. Neutral, forward. Nice. Awesome. The kill switch should be pretty easy. Looking inside of it here, looks like if we cut the yellow wire, it'll turn the machine off. So we'll go up in here, find the yellow wire, snip. Nice. She's hot wired now. Finally, a use for my new Starship. That's a little too much. There we go. I've got the winch hot wired here also. These are the only 3 wires we need to connect. The reason this bar is so long is it's giving that servo lots of leverage over the brake pedal that you would normally push with your foot. I'm gonna set the max travel by just kind of pulling on this pretty hard, and that's where we need to set it. It's pretty close. I think we could go a little bit more. That's about it right there, man. Brakes work. I took the throttle assembly apart and sandwiched this steel plate in between it. We're gonna mount it something like that. And then we'll mount the servo right to this plate. Machinists are cringing right now, putting a end mill in this drill chuck on my mill. You're not supposed to do that probably. I don't know, whatever. That's way too small. Who measured that? Good enough. All right, need to tune the throttle channel now. Hey, that's pretty close already. We need to make it just go one direction. because we don't want it to work with the brake. And we'll put a little rod between them. There we go. That's so cool. I love it. I'm going to put this mostly watertight box right about here to house all of our components. These little boxes are super handy because they have this removable plate so you can mount all your stuff to it on the bench and then install it. We got a ton done today. I'm super happy with it. I'm going to 3D print some parts for this board tonight to hold the relays, and then tomorrow the steering system will be in and we can get the whole thing done. Good morning, 3D printer. We got parts. Excellent. You always have to make sure you have enough room to get your USB cable in here. Sometimes I forget to do that. Here's our steering motor. It's a giant stepper, which means it keeps track of the position it's at all times, so we can have it return to center after turning all on its own. This motor by itself does not have anywhere near the amount of low-end power we need to run the steering system, but luckily I just got the Amazon delivery of these torque multipliers. We have two different types here. How they work is a little bit different. This one slips on the top and outputs 50 to 1, the same plane as the motor. This could work really good if we just simply put a 6-inch arm on it, because it would turn really slow, but it would have a ton of torque. But it's capable of back driving, which is this can push power back into the motor and spin the motor backwards. This one, being a worm gear, has a gear in here that drives this thing in a weird way that makes it impossible to back drive. So as much as the steering wants to kick back, it can't spin our motor out of position. The main reason this one is better for this application is because of how the quad is set up. If we just put an arm on the steering shaft and pushed on it, we could bend the steering shaft back and forth before steering the tires. So when we mount this right on the steering stem, all the torque is in a circle on the steering shaft. It's not going to be pushing it back and forth. I've got our computer board almost done, but Amazon luckily dropped off my new driver. I wasn't sure this was going to get here in time. It's a lot bigger and has a cooling fan, so we can run the motor at more torque. So we're gonna have to replace that quick. Whoa, pretty colors. Oh yeah, that's sweet. Super cool. Oh baby, wow. It's easy to overbuild something like this, but remember, we only need to solve the forces in their direction. So this is wanting to twist, and we have this long lever. So like if you were hanging on to here while it was steering, it wouldn't take that much effort because of how much leverage you have. So that joint's plenty strong. And also the weight of all this is on the steering stem. So we don't need any supports or anything here. The handlebars can normally take quite a bit of abuse. The benefit of this worm drive is it has a through hole all the way through it. So this spins up here, so we can still make our bars work. Ah, that's gonna be awesome. Dang. I've got some code on the microcontroller I was testing things with on the bench, but now we got to put the final code on with the motors and everything combined. Even though ChatGPT did most of the heavy lifting on this code, I still had about 4 hours of prompting and changing numbers and even telling it how to do things differently, because it'll like go down a rabbit hole and just keep like compounding on it and just adding code without reanalyzing if it should just replace everything with a simpler method. It's great, but you still have to know how to read the stuff and like decipher it and figure out what you need. The simple things like the starter, the kill switch, and even the winch are no big deal to do. The microcontroller reads the receiver signal and just turns a relay on or off. The real problem is with the stepper motor control. It is a lot more complicated than just like a 12-volt motor. You have to actually tune like 10 different variables. It won't even work at all if they're not within some spec. And it took a while to figure that out on the bench, but I got it to work good enough for now. I'm so pumped to fire it up. Let's go. Our on switch, hold the brake, start. Okay, let's try the winch. We always have so many problems with steering. It's really hard. This quad does have power steering, which will help, but it's not that good. Yeah, still not a lot of torque. I made kind of a rookie move and had the current set too high on this, and that affects the way the motor runs. I thought more power was more better, but it actually didn't work very good. So now it's getting dialed in. I made some changes on the driver to turn the steps up to make it a little more smooth. It should stall less. And I did turn the current down, which will help a ton. I think I had it way too high. So we're gonna go turn our steps per revolution to 800, max RPM back up to 200, because I think we can handle that. We gotta get this working. It's 3 a.m. Okay, that's way better. The only stall is at the end. It's still not super awesome like I wanted it to be. I thought it was going to be like lightning fast. I think I need a way lower gearbox than that. And also, I don't know how to tune these stepper motors that well. And also, it's an extremely cheap motor, and I think there might be some problems with it. But this should be functional. I mean, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Well, let's give her a shot outside. Turn the headlights on. I mean, it works. Yeah, look at him go. Steering's not the greatest though, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. That's pretty cool. I have a feeling this thing is going to flip over violently at some point, and I don't want it to wreck the steering system the first time you do that. So we're going to add a little bit of a structure over the top here to protect it. I don't want to go overboard and make it not look like a four-wheeler anymore, but we have to protect it somehow. Okay, now that the sun is back up, we can do some more testing outside. Okay, first thoughts, everything is functioning great and it drives really good. The brakes work awesome, all the accessories work. The steering is a little slow, but I love the way the steering works. The auto centering is amazing. It just needs to be way faster. It steers enough. Like the steering's pretty good. It's just not fast. Not fast enough. It's a little hard to drive. Ooh! I'm not gonna get too rowdy with it. Oh no 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 no! I overestimated the braking a little bit. Does the door still work? Yeah, it still works. It's got a little bend in it. Well, we made it just in time. It's about 8 a.m. This is awesome! No way! Look at him go! This is really cool. Okay, problem, Cybertruck. You can't drive with your knees with a rectangular steering wheel. That is kind of annoying. Luckily, I can drive with one hand. This is awesome! Oh my gosh! Okay, I'm worried about flipping it. I'm gonna try to come back down. I can't feel how steep anything is, you know? I feel like we should not play with it much more, because I'm going to destroy it. You guys pretty good. It's so fast. Okay, okay. We gotta reverse this one, not that one. Or both. Okay, this is confusing. This doesn't have any camera. I can't see where I'm backing up at all. Ah! This is awesome. Come back. Everything's actually working really good. Now that we're in more of an open area, it drives amazing. This was a huge project for 2 days, but we got it done. The biggest problem and short timelines is getting parts. It's not necessarily the work itself. I had Amazon delay getting the gearbox here in time, and it was almost gonna ruin the project, but they pulled it off, and it's great. You'd be tempted to overbuild the roll cage here also, but all you need to do is create a line from the edge of the tires to here, and the bars are going to break off the first time anyway. I don't care. It's just one little bolt holding them on. So if you think about it, when the quad flips, the ground is going to be right here, and it can't touch the steering system no matter what. The ground is always flat, you know? See? It's a line in two-dimensional space, unless you land on a rock. I didn't want to build like a full roll cage. For one, it wouldn't actually help anything anyway. And then for two, it would just look like a side-by-side then. And that's way different. This is a quad. Overbuilding is actually a problem. A good rule of thumb is if you can't make something that will never break ever, you have to design in bending. So like this is designed to bend. It's gonna happen. We don't want it connected to any of our steering system because when this bends, it would pull our steering off. The whole purpose of it is to keep the steering in place. My goal for these RC projects has been developing my own system, the program and all the parts that we can put in anything, whether we want to do a four-wheeler or an excavator or a Peterbilt, like whatever. We have the parts on the shelf, the program's already written, the protocol's done. We can just put it in like a day. So every remote control project I take on, we're making these little improvements, and eventually we're gonna have a system that's so robust and we can put it in anything